Good night, YouTube. I just thought about something about the Achieve the Dream events that NACA puts on. Um, NACA is going to put on some events in 2019, around 16 events. So everybody be pumped and go to these events because they're really life changing. But I'm here to make sure that when you go to these events, you get the most outcome out of it. You don't just go there for 12 hours and leave and not get approved. So, if you still want to go, you can go and get the information. It's very informative. But if you have a plan and you want to go and get and walk out there with a pre-approval letter, you need to follow these steps because if you follow these steps and get these items that I'm going to tell you, you will walk out of there with a pre-approval letter. First things first, if you're not a NACA member, become a NACA member. Go to a workshop that's being hosted in your city. You could go to NACA.com, put your zip code in, and it shows you a list of workshops. That will cut down the time. If you go to the event, you can do the workshop there and do everything in one stop, but it takes more time because you have to sit through the workshop, you have to get a NACA ID. So if you skip that step and go get a NACA ID, you will save around 3 hours by doing that. The second thing you should do is you should go to an intake session, your first intake, if you can. But if you can't, again, you could do it at the workshop, at the Achieve the Dream event, because it's a one-stop shop. But um, for you to just understand, you should go to intake. But by watching my video, you could skip the intake and just come directly to the Achieve the Dream event. So what you're gonna need when you come to the workshop is gonna be on the flyer. But that's the basic information that they require. Now, if you've been a NACA member, you're gonna know that they need much more things. And it's best if you just prepare the stuff and bring it to them. Bring it to them, and it helps. Another thing I would suggest is that you upload all your documents to the web file before attending the Achieve the Dream event. As versed as I was in NACA when I attended the Achieve the Dream event, I didn't upload my files, and I had to go to the scanning part of the event where you upload your files, and trust me, it took so much time. By the time I got over to where the counseling, it was packed. So because most of the events are 4 days, so people already been there the day before and they came back the next day knowing what they need. But those are for people who live close to these events. Sometimes these events are hardly they're hardly in Connecticut. I hope it comes to Connecticut this year, but I have to drive 2-3 hours to get to these events. So if you upload your documents ahead of time, if you mean business, it saves time. So you could go directly to counseling and get your counseling started. It saves time. Okay. Another thing is, if you just want to know about NACA and you've heard about it and you want to go sit down, it's perfectly fine. You can do that. But if you're with NACA for a long time and you want to just get a pre-approval letter, you need to go there. You need to have 2 years of continuous employment. Now, they like to see 2 years of continuous employment, but however, If you're a seasonal worker, or they'll work that out. I don't know how. If you're self-employed, they like to see 2 years of 1099s. You have to go there. You won't be approved if you're flat broke. If you have no money in your bank account, you will not be approved because you need money. Minimum required funds. You need to show that the money has been in your account for over 3 months. So you can't just put the money in your account today and expect for you to get approved tomorrow. The money has to be in your account for 90 days. It has to be seasoned in your account. So that's a mortgage fraud thing. You have to provide proof of where your money is coming from. From the last event that I was, it's long, it's grueling, but these are just some steps that could help you get through it faster. So first, you need to have money in your account. Um, you need to have stable employment for 2 years is preferred. Stable self-employment for 2 years is preferred. If you want to go in depth, you need to call the IRS. You need to get your tax transcripts for 2018 and 2017. Now, I don't know when the Achieve the Dream events are going to be in 2019, but the deadline for taxes is April 15, 2019. So if April 15, 2019 approaches, you have to have 2018 taxes. 2016 taxes will no longer be accepted because the deadline for 2018 taxes is April 15, 2019. So you need to have your taxes and your 2018 taxes. If you owe taxes in 2018, those need to be paid. And how they prove that it's paid is not by you telling them that it's paid. You need to request a tax transcript, and you need to request an account transcript, not a tax transcript, an account transcript, and it needs to say account balance 0. So you need to request that from the IRS. You need to request 2017 and 2018 tax transcripts. If it's not April 15, 2019, you could still get away with 2016 and 2017 tax transcripts. Another thing too, you need to get employment verification. Now, if you haven't been working with a mortgage counselor, MC, I don't know where you're gonna get that from, but there's a form that the MCs give you, and you just sign it and give it back to them, and they send it to your employer. Now, what I did, I sent the form directly to my employer. They sent it to me, and I emailed it to my MC, but for some reason they don't want it that way. So the other way works. There's some employers where you there's no HR person to call, like Sears. Sears is a huge company. You just go in, type in your information, and the employment verification prints out. So you could bring your employment verification if you could get it. You could bring your rental verification if you could get it. But if you can't get your rental verification, another way that my MC told me that it could be verified is by you bringing in your lease and bringing in 12 months of rent payments. Now, these rent payments could be on your bank statement, You could keyword search and just bring the page and write rent next to it. Every month it shows that you pay your rent. So if you've been paying your rent with a money order, great. Paying it with a check, great. It shows the check stubs. But paying it online, you screenshot the receipt or you print it out, whichever way you do it. But they need 12 months of rent payments. Um, Preparation is key. If you mean business, you need to prep. You need to prep and go down there 8 o'clock and hope that you get out before 8 o'clock because it's long and it's grueling. So just prep, prep, prep. I cannot stress prepping enough. You have to just prep. If you need this letter, like how I need it bad. So everything I'm prepping. And what am I forgetting? Probably I'm forgetting something. I don't know. But yeah, call the IRS. Your tax transcripts for 2016 and 17, there's no excuse. They're there. You have to bring them. That helps you to prep your W2s, your 1040s, your last 3 months of bank statements, credit card statements, 30 days pay stubs. 30 days pay stubs. If you have student loans, you need to bring your payment that you pay them. It could be $1, but you have to show that you're paying them. So don't say, "Oh, my loans are in deferment." No, NACA doesn't take that. The loans need to be. You need to demonstrate that you are paying them. So I don't know. Contact your servicer. Tell them that you want a letter showing how much you would be paying them per month. I don't know how you do it, but that's what NACA needs. You cannot go up in there with any late payments. So don't pay nothing late. You can't go up in there with your bank accounts have insufficient fees, return check fees, bounce fees. That's not gonna look good on you. Um, if you can, it would be great to prepare to set up your web file and upload the images, as I said earlier. Upload not the images, upload the documents. And pay attention when you're uploading your documents because for everything you upload, there's a field of where it needs to be uploaded. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that too, and that creates confusion because the NACA counselors are used to looking in certain spots. So if you upload your document somewhere else, they're gonna say, "Oh, you don't have it." Some of them will look for it, but you have to remember that these Achieve the Dream events are long hours, 12, 13 hours, and sometimes they're tired, so they'll just tell you they don't have it. So pay attention to where you're uploading your documents. There's for the events, I would suggest that people who live close just go and take their time and go back every day and give 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 their time. But for people who live far away, you really need to prep and get the information way ahead of time. The IRS typically takes 10 to 20 days to send you the tax transcripts, the account transcripts. Some of you, if you can't find your W-2s, they'll send wage and income verification. That's just like your W-2. Um, Please pull out your calendar and make sure your pay stubs match 30 days. So if you get paid every 2 weeks, it's 4 pay stubs. 4. If you get paid every week, it's 4 pay stubs. If you get paid every 2 weeks, it's only 2 pay stubs. So do that. If I had if I knew how to record with my computer, I would do a video showing the proper way to upload your files under the proper headings, because there's headings on NACA. Let me look on my computer right now. There's headings on NACA when you go to upload your files.
My mom decided to do some research on her own finally, and this took her to the bookstore where she purchased hundreds of dollars of medical books, and she was reading up on all of our conditions, and there again found that.
All right, so logged on to my computer. Let me go on NACA.
Which your body may later reject.
And the web file.
And it seemed wrong for her at the time to put
my NACA ID in.
One of those options. So she resorted to something that was a little bit absurd, but it worked. She would see healthy-looking people on the streets. Now, have you ever
so when you log in, it's gonna say welcome and your name and your NACA ID, and it's gonna say voter. Then it's gonna say upload documents, participation, payments, office, add member, change profile. When you go to the upload documents, you're gonna see income, funds, debts, rental, purchase, hand, and general. Now when you're uploading your documents, you need to pay attention, because when you hit income, you have employment data, pay stubs, W-2, other income verification, for 4506T tax return and tax transcripts. You need to click on those and you need to put them in their correct place. They need to be in their correct place. Funds, that's where your bank account data, bank statement, other funds, retirement account, 401k statements. Then your debts is your debts, credit card, late explanation, credit inquiry, bankruptcy, lien judgment, alternative credit. Then rental is where you have residence data and verification under there. So you put where you live. Then purchase and sale addendum, then the hand, then the general is where you could put your photo ID, your voter registration, and other miscellaneous, no, not other miscellaneous documents. So these was a drop down I didn't understand. So when I went to the Achieve the Dream event, I was a little bit confused for like 5 minutes, but then I understood it pretty quickly. But for me, every month my statement comes out, I upload it. Every week I get paid, I upload it. That's the only thing I need to upload, because I've been with NACA over 2 years, so everything is in there, every single thing. So your pay stubs, your bank statements, your credit card statements are fluid. It's every 30 days. So you get a new statement, you get a new bank statement every month. So you need to upload it every month. You get a new pay stub either every 1 week or every 2 weeks. So as soon as you get your pay stub, just upload it. What I did is I got a legal pad and I wrote down all the dates of my pay stubs way into like 6 months into 2019. and my bank statements. And what I do is every time I upload them, I just put a tick next to it, so I know I'm keeping track of the data that I've uploaded in the NACA file. Now, as I said earlier, because I've been with NACA over 2 years, they have everything in there for me. The only thing that is not there is the bank statements that come out every month, and the pay stubs that come out every week. Those are the only things I need to upload all the time. And let me tell you, the voters registration is very serious. You have to have that. So if you are a US citizen, you have to register to vote, and you have to upload the proof that you can vote, that you registered. If you're a green card holder, obviously you can't vote, so you wouldn't need to upload the information in the NACA file. And so another thing about the bank statements too. With a bank statement, you get a checking account and you get a savings account. They're two separate accounts with two separate account numbers, so you need to put them on the NACA. You need to put, when you put the data in, you need to put it in. But when the statement comes, it has the checking account and the savings account on the same statement. So for one bank statement, you have a checking and a saving. So you need to upload that bank statement twice, as checking and as savings. That's how you need to do it. So they know that you have a checking and a savings account, right? Checking and a savings account. So um, that's the biggest things you need to do. But even on the when the NACA Achieve the Dream event comes out, there's a flyer that tells you all the basic stuff you need to bring. So you could just bring those, and that's fine. But when you're done with the Achieve the Dream event, you're still gonna have to meet with your mortgage counselor and give her the other things. You're still gonna have to do it because there's other things that's gonna be needed that you have to bring in order to go on to the credit access. Now, for some of you, you're not gonna know what I'm talking about, but for some of you, you do, because you've been through this and you know exactly what I'm saying. So I know I forgot some things. I know I did. But the best advice I could give you guys is to be prepared. Be prepared. Prepare the information so you could move through the process faster. Now, attending an Achieve the Dream event is very, what was it for me? When I went, it was electric. It was electric. To see the vast amount of people, the approvals, you get to learn about this amazing product that is like nowhere else. I was just speaking to a Bank of America rep, and I was like, I know a place that you could get your interest to as low as 0.125. He was like, where's that? That doesn't even exist. Listen, banks, NACA allows you to buy down your interest to 0.125%. Other banks, other conventional banks, they only allow you to buy your interest down 1 point, which is 0.25%. 1%. They only allow 1%. NACA, you could buy it down to as low as 0.25. Now with the interest buy down, I understand it to the best of my ability, but I'm not gonna try to explain it to you guys because it's just
But it was, people aren't paying people.
no. Let the computer do that. I'm not gonna explain it to you guys because
With great power comes great responsibility.
I understand it at face value as some, but there's more to it that only the computer could do. So NACA is a win-win. Even if you go and you're like, oh, this is not for me, you could go tell somebody else. Probably you're not ready. The reason why NACA takes so long for some people is that they don't have they don't meet the requirements. There needs to be specific requirements that you need to meet. You need to be employed for 2 years. No gaps in employment for longer than 30 days. They don't really budge on that because they're not, listen, this company's not using your credit. They're not using those FICO scores that mean nothing. Really, it doesn't mean nothing. So they're doing manual underwriting. They're manually putting in your information, so of course it's gonna take longer. And when they